Well, hello, Leeds United fans. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. We're back here with, do you know what? Shall we just say it? We all know it's back. It's the rumour mill, everybody. Your day-to-day Leeds United news. It's Saturday. It's a little bit later than normal, but I know you guys are up and ready at different times as well. So scheduling these things every day, every night can sometimes be a little bit controversial, to say the least. Some of you are in Oz, some of you are in Bahrain, some of you are in Dubai, some of you are in Ireland, some of you sorry, Sweden. So listen, I just put it out when I put it out and hopefully you guys catch it. But obviously we'll have some scheduled lives going forward as well. This week we've got loads coming up as well, which I'm really excited for. We're into the swing of things. I feel that there's a bit more of an excitement now with Red Bull getting involved, but also with Leeds United fans getting involved in the rumours. The 49ers having this aggressive strategy, which we know that they're going to have. We know that they're going to embed into their philosophy, and now they've got a full window, really. No rubbish going on with 15 players leaving the club, turmoil when it comes to, off the pitch, getting rid of certain individuals, figuring out that they've got loan clauses in the contracts at later stages. Cheers, Mr. Orta. And Daniel Farke not really having that consistency when it comes to getting ready for a new season. So it's going to be great. Obviously, the friendly was announced with Valencia. I understand that there is some dates to be released as well in Germany really, really soon, which is going to be exciting. Can we get over there? That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? But yeah, everybody, back here with today's news. Anyway, make sure you like it on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And post notification bells on. Okay, the big news today, Mr. Jebson, Daniel Jebson of Sheffield United. Now, this is one of which it almost feels like he skipped a little bit of a season in terms of development, Jebson. He is a long, rangy, 6'3", 6'4" centre forward. And I think I'm a little bit confused with it, to be honest with you, because I like Jebson. He burst onto the scene, Micah Richards style, when he scored a winner for Sheffield United against Everton from memory. And he's got all the attributes, really, really quick, off the turn, physical. And he'd be a really interesting sign. It's not someone who I'd expect Leeds to target, really, but I have followed up with Graham, who broke the news on HITC, and he said there is definite interest there, and Leeds have drawn up shortlists, and he's on one of them. So really interesting news when it comes to that. Really interesting news when it comes to the profile of the player, because of the age as well. He's very young. Now, we've got another very, very young striker as well, who I would expect him to almost take the limelight. And this is going to be interesting with Leeds United as well, because it's like, well, which route are we going down? Now, if another striker came in, you would expect Patrick Bamford to leave. 100%. You can't really have 4 strikers on the books unless Leeds United are doing a ridiculous thing and getting rid of Mateo Joseph. Maybe they have to get rid of Mateo Joseph because he's not happy with sticking around, but obviously he's on a very decent contract, so you would expect him to stick around at a club, would have to buy him essentially out of that contract with a pretty large transfer fee as well. What else do we know about Mateo Joseph? Could he go on loan? Could he go on loan? I think that is a massive mistake, but if it had been a different gaffer who'd be taking charge of Leeds United going into the next season, I'd be saying just keep hold of Mateo Joseph at all costs. Make sure he's literally central in that starting number 9 role. But I just don't think it's going to happen under Daniel Farke. This might have just been a bedding in season where he gets minutes here and there. And then, we came out and did a social media post the other day and he seems really, really happy. There's no cryptic messages, which we sometimes see with footballers. I had a great season, the best. I've had a good one, would have liked to have seen more minutes on the pitch, but we'll see you next season or something like that. You see stuff like that from footballers. Sometimes they can get a little bit upset, but he seems to have a really good mentality on him. Obviously, he's done it for club and country, in my opinion, when it comes to minutes on the pitch. And I'm a massive fan of Mateo Joseph. And as I've said, we've listed his attributes on here. I think people are completely docile when they turn around and just say, oh, well, yeah, but he hadn't had any minutes. It's like, well, yeah, but that's the manager's choice. And when he has had minutes, he's been really good. Like, just because he's not had minutes doesn't mean that he's not a really good player and has all the attributes to succeed in the Championship. We're not talking about sort of world-level football here. So I think what I would be looking to do is base a lot of it around him next season. And that's why I'm a little bit confused with Daniel Jebson, because he's a young lad. He's a different profile in terms of physicality, athleticism, almost giving Leeds a little bit of an Adam Eder at Norwich for Daniel Farke. Obviously, Adam Eder worked under Daniel Farke for Norwich. He was about 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", a little bit of a different profile, obviously, to Timu Pukki. It's a little enlarged. Would Leeds look at doing that potentially? Obviously, there was interest in January in Kiefer Moore. Obviously, he'd have come in and made a massive difference at the end of the season, scored more than Pat Bamford. Is also a tried and tested player at this level. So is that the profile that Leeds are going for as well? A taller individual who gives Leeds a little bit of something when it comes to the direct nature. Because, as I've said, if we can win these second balls, in and around the penalty area, teams are going to have problems because of the quality we've got in midfield and in and around that sort of area anyway. So that's what I'm thinking about. Now, the interesting side of this is Leeds are battling with Dortmund, apparently, for Daniel Jebson. But the big link here as well is Archie Gray and Dortmund. There has been more news today, essentially saying that Archie Gray is going to be one of their priorities this season. And Leeds are also in a battle right now with Sheffield United for Daniel Jebson, according to several reports. So, yeah, Archie Gray, this all could have a very Dortmund Leeds feel this window. You know, we noticed that in quite a few windows, Leeds are battling with certain clubs. I always remember it in the Premier League when we went up, and it seemed to be us and 2 or 3 Premier League teams. Crystal Palace was one, always battling for players. I remember it was Rodrigo de Paul. Leeds and Palace are battling him. Josko Gvardiol. Leeds and Palace are battling for him. It seems to be. There can be agent talk here, of course, and Jebson might want to move right now, and Leeds is a fantastic option. So how do Leeds work around this? It's going to be interesting to see. And I think Archie Gray, with everything that's happened with the 49ers, with the new investment, I think it's really key right now that they get it right, you know, and keep hold of Archie Gray. There is loads of interest. We all know that. There's a mass amount of interest, and we've got more news coming on that in a little bit, which makes me laugh. But yeah, there's loads of news on that. There's loads of news in and around the young lad moving on. Do I think it'll happen this window? There's serious potential if Leeds don't move Somerville on quickly. Hello, Mr. Postman. If Somerville isn't moved on quickly and Leeds aren't able to hit that deadline of the 24th of June where they have to make up 73 million quid, which has also been aided by Sinisterra and Adams, which takes it down to around 33.7. But I'd be really, really fascinated to see if Jebson came through the door really early. I'd like it. I think it'd work Championship level. It gives Leeds a little bit of pragmatism when it comes to what we can do on the pitch, because it'll mean that we can go long a little bit. We'll look more dangerous on set pieces. And it looks like if we are to bring in a Jebson, Leeds are working on set pieces, and they are looking at how to get better, not only defending them, but going forward, because going forward was tragic, absolutely tragic. And they are the inches that get you promoted. For me, this season, you are pretty much relying on Somerville, Rutter, Dan James for the hot. Dan James was in and out, wasn't he? But you're relying on individual quality. Vibes FC to win you the game. I don't think systematically Leeds got it right enough, and systematically that can be an absolute you-know-what house goal, but it can also be getting it right on set pieces, which is absolutely vital in football. You've even looked at Pep Guardiola developing it over years at Man City, where they look absolutely ruthless from set pieces now. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure from me here. Make sure you're tuning in always to the Room Mill and One Leeds. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you in a bit.